apparently YouTube really does not want me to make a video about CyberFrog and Ethan Van Sciver. This is the third shot at making it. Ordinarily, I made two videos. I made the first video, put it out there, no notifications went out, which means nobody will see it. I thought, oh, I must have included a hot word in the title, the tags or something like that. Fine. So I edited it, clipped off 2 seconds, re-uploaded it, no notifications. So I just said, okay, well, let's make a new video. And I did that with just nothing in the title and no notifications. Okay. Now I just want to see if it's going to let me do anything at all whatsoever. This guy says he wants to order CyberFrog. And Larry Z immediately jumps in and says, you might want to reconsider. The book only got 2.5 stars. Besides, I already know where you can pirate it. Slip into my DMs. Yow. You can go to Cosmic Book News for the guy's review. It's at first I thought it was going to be a soy boy, but to his credit, no, it's a pretty fair review. The guy says the art is fantastic, but he pointed out elements of the story he didn't like. Fair enough. It's not for everybody. I like the 90s comic, but like Anna said, it's just not. Some people just like something different in their comics. But are they the same people that told me Ms. Marvel is a must-read? Larry, how does me buying CyberFrog affect you in any way? And that's the ultimate question with these anti-comic skaters. How are we hurting you? How are the Comicsgate professionals hurting you in any way? They're not. You don't buy their books. You have no standing to criticize their books. If people are getting their comics, because I don't like to see people get grifted, even if we disagree politically. If people are getting their comics and nobody's getting grifted, meanwhile, you're proudly promoting sharing illegal downloads. Who's engaging in unethical behavior here? Make something worth paying for, and maybe I'll pay for it. Besides, like I'm going to contribute to Uncle Ethan's grifting scam. This guy has some serious, we'll say that N-word is the socialist tendency. Some words you just cannot say on YouTube. And to use that word in association with him is completely unfair. There are no of those people in Comicsgate. There are no any identitarians or ideologues at Comicsgate. Or at least I haven't met any. Yes, even the people that are in Comicsgate and get accused of being these people, they're not. They're not. Words have meanings. Words have definitions. You're just using those words to defame people. These soy boys, anti-comic skaters, they're just using these words to defame people. It's petty. It's really small. Ask yourself why he's blackballed from the industry and why nobody wants to work with him. He's insufferable and couldn't make a deadline if, again, using one of the more incendiary appellations that you can think of. We'll call him Stalin. It's kind of why the book was a year late. Nobody worthwhile wants to work with him. Are you calling Kyle Ritter nobody worthwhile? Kyle Ritter is at Def Colorists on Twitter. He's on YouTube, Kyle Ritter, and he has a book, Starblades, out on Indiegogo. It's Six Figures Young Lady. Yeah, I can get this art, this comic, the art, the concept may not be for you, but there's no way to say that it's not good art. I mean, everything's proportional. The colors are pleasing. The colors are done well. I mean, I get it's subjective, but, even if you hate Kyle Ritter and Ethan Van Sciver, you got to say it's pretty well done. I don't like a lot of the stuff Gail Simone does, but I look at her and say, she can be very funny sometimes. Nobody worthwhile. Who's Jeff Johnson? He's blacklisted by SJWs like yourself who treat anyone to the right of Stalin the way the socialists treated certain people in Germany. This is the same industry that knew Eric Esquivel was a predator and let it slide because he had the right politics. This is the same industry that had no problem with Robbie Rodriguez, took a picture of his naked anus and publicly tweeted it out. Yeah, that dude is not right in the head. Well, you saw the picture. Enough said. This is the same industry that hired Zoe Quinn despite driving a man to suicide with false allegations. And it makes it even funnier. She's working on a book called Deathbringer. Oh, sweet irony. It's the same industry that employs Mark Wade, who illegally engaged in tortious interference. Well, that's yet to be determined. Same industry allows Andy Curry to obliterate the Vertigo imprint. Yeah, that guy is a real piece of work. He is just sand in the gas tank. The same industry that promotes pros who encourage political violence and voter intimidation. You're telling me that EVS didn't fit in within that industry, that people in that industry didn't like him. He didn't fall in line with the predators, harassers, anus tweeting deviants, and criminals. That's a good thing. Don't forget about Marvel's Akira Yoshida. Oh, I think that was CB Cebulski. The lady that was hired, Wong, repeatedly called him horrible things on Twitter. And so what does Cebulski's company do? They hire her. Why don't you just get a strap-on out and just bend over Cebulski and have her away with him? You're treating him like a complete and total bitch. The comic industry, the same comic industry that's failing on all fronts. And there's no way around that. Yes, it is failing. Ethan Van Sciver's carved out a niche in the comic industry. This cannot be denied, and any other talk is smoke and mirrors. Somehow you don't see your own behavior as harassment. Yeah, he did the Dynamite cover, Vampirella cover, which sold very well, and it looks awesome. Yoda, you're right. The butthurt is strong with this one. People seem to forget Ethan Van Sciver co-created Jessica Cruz for the Green Lantern mythology. That alone should be enough for them not call him socialist. Geez, so many words I can't say on YouTube anymore. It's so freaking childish. To call him that N-word, there's no evidence to back that up whatsoever other than you're just butthurt. You're just mad. Words have meanings, and what they do is they try to attach these words to your name. So if they call you, supremacist of some sort or a socialist of the 1930s, and then they attach your name to it, they're hoping that when you go into a search engine, that'll come up. So you'll never get a job. Banks will kick you out. You might not be able to rent an apartment. Your credit will probably be affected by it. These people are the worst people on earth. Listen, if you want to call somebody something, this is why it's important to sue them for defamation. And now, thank God, we have crowdfunding. You can sue people for defamation, tortious interference, prospective business advantage, all that kind of stuff. He didn't get kicked out of the industry. He quit because of all the mocking he received for being from a different political tendency to those working with him. He had said that in his channel. He's a fine artist, and it's good he's doing well with the project of his. Oh, and apparently the book has some fluting issues it's ripples on the black ink pages on some pages, and apparently I've heard it's not a printing error, but it could be a packaging error where moisture got into the packages and rippled those really heavy saturated black ink pages. But he, like he said on his channel, he's going to he'll make it right after the campaign is fulfilled. And I was listening to his a few minutes of his live stream earlier today, and EVS left a bad taste in my mouth. He was, I don't know, he was talking about some of his old friends, Boyette, Edwin Boyette, Doug Tennapel, Mike S. Miller, and then the thing is, he knows that the people in his chat are going to just attack them. It just seems kind of petty for a guy he's a multimillionaire. He's a wildly successful comic book artist. He has an amazing YouTube channel. He's very entertaining. He's on top of the world. This kind of stuff, God, I hate to use the SJW phrase punching down, but it's just beneath him. These guys were your friends at one time, and we all liked them at one time, and some of us still liked them. And to have you attack these guys, it's just, you're way better than this. There's these people, like Edwin Boyette did a video where he said essentially, these Twitter fights, these people can't hurt you. And then Ethan watched that video and he just lost his mind. And Edwin, he totally misconstrued the argument. Edwin was saying what I'm saying. These people can't hurt you. You're an amazing artist. You're a very talented person. Just leave these people alone. I mean, just count your money, put out a great book. The first book had some probably packaging errors. Not a big deal. The second book, you will learn all your mistakes from the first book, the minor errors, and there won't be any packaging errors. The book, I'm sure the second book will be perfect. Anyway, I don't know, Comicsgate has changed, and I'm going to make a video about that. That will probably lose me a lot of subs. But if you're not going to be honest on YouTube, then what's the point, right? Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, guys. Let's see if notifications go out on this one. And yeah, I did just assume your gender.